Hello again, Cyrils Brettspiele today again with
Andy,
Nils. We are talking in Table Talk today about Tokaido? How do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
It's Japanese, so I would say Tokaido. Sounds pretty awesome. A very interesting and unique game. So we are talking about Japan, we are talking about traveling through Japan, but I think it's a good time to go over to the rules, and this time I'm not asking you, this time I'm just simply taking it. Is that fine for you?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go to the rules. In Tokaido, you are playing a traveler. A traveler is represented by a couple of these guys. At the start of your game, you get two and you can pick. All of them has special abilities and you're representing this character. For an example, if you're yellow, you simply put your yellow marker in here, and now everybody knows yellow is playing this lady here. You see the starting line up here, so whoever's in last place takes the next turn. That's the flow of the game. When all these people are around here on the board at some point like this, whoever is in last place take a turn. So if he's walking here, he takes another turn. And then purple will take a turn because purple is last. Now these are both in the same spot. However, he is farther away from the travel path, so he would take a turn, and so on and so forth. That's the flow of the game. You take your turns up to the next stop, so you can stop at these dots here. And let's talk briefly about what these stops are all about. This stop lets you take 3 of the souvenir cards, and now you can buy 1, 2 or 3 souvenirs. Souvenirs are a set collection. When you buy this, for an example, and you start with a close, you get 1 victory point for 2 coins. However, if you buy that for 2 coins, it gives you also 1 victory point. But if you buy that one after, it has the same set collection. It costs you also 2 coins, but it gives you additional 3. So if you buy both of them, it gives you 4 points. Later on, if you buy another of these sushis, you get 5 and 7 for it. This is a temple. You can spend money, donate money for the gods in the temple. Simply like this, you get $1 for donation. Whoever has the most dollar donated at the end of the game get additional points. This is talking to people. You simply draw the top card from the people. They give you immediately benefits. Like in this card, they show you another secret place, or they give you money, or whatever. These are panorama areas. So you have these paddies, you have mountains, or you have sea. You collect in these panorama cards. You start out with the first picture of that, then you go over to the second, and paddy has up to 3 to form a full panorama of the beauty of the nature. You see it here, 3, 4 and 5 different panorama pictures. The first one gives you 1 point, then additional 2, additional 3. Whoever completed that panorama first gets this additional 3 points, but only the person who finished that first. That is a paddy field. This is a pool. You can bath in the pool. You draw the top card of the pool deck, and it could be bathing with monkeys with 3 victory points and bathing without 2 victory points. Mountains. This is a farm. You can work at the farm and get simply 3 coins as income because you work there, and the rest you know. This is the last spot I have to explain. This is a so-called inn. Let's assume it's like this, blah 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 here. So in blue goes into the inn. Just as a recap, on your turn you can as far as you want, but if you go far, you miss spots, and on each single spot you can get goodies and victory points, obviously. So whoever gets first to the inn draw so many meals as players. So in this game we are playing with 5 players, so you draw up to 5 meals. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now you have to buy a meal. Meals could be vary from 1, 2 or 3 coins you have to spend for it. This person would buy probably a 1 coin meal. because simply it's the cheapest one and get 6 victory points for it. If you cannot afford the meal, simply you don't get the 6 victory points. However, there's one catch. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 and 4 inns in the game. So you can never have twice the same meal, even if it costs different money. Now it's time to be a little bit prepared for this one here. Where is it? No one? No, sadly no one. So even there would be a price difference, you can never have twice the same meal. So this would be not allowed. If you're the last player who came into the inn and you have only the choice to buy soba and you already bought soba before, you save the $2, but you don't get the 6 victory points. We are traveling all the spas all along, all together, and when we all reach the final inn, the final meeting point, we total up all our points. You get the points during your travel, but you get some additional victory points. Whoever talked to the most people, whoever took the most bases, whoever has the most souvenirs, things like that, they get some additional points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner of the game.
So components, let's talk about the components of the game. I think the game is beautiful. And the artwork is fabulous.
Oh, yes, that's true.
The you have characters and the different artwork on the characters, and it's nice sturdy cardboard.
Yes.
And even the
and you plug in your color here.
Yeah, that's great.
That's also a great idea.
Even the small cards, they're very colorful. We look at the board. It's just it's great to look at.
That's true. In addition, the coins, I really like the coins, so they are cool too. However, these cards are a little bit, so the cards from the pictures you make, they have these little tiny pieces here because they are coming all together. And they are very thin. So these cards are not my favorite. However, overall, the artwork is so outstanding, so beautiful. Overall, everything is good. Do you know that there's right now a deluxe version of that game?
No.
Since 2 weeks or since 3 weeks.
Okay.
So when you see it, probably 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
I can only.
With minis.
Oh, fun.
At Brittany, I don't know if you know Brittany. He pre-painted a couple of minis. Beautiful, Brittany. Anyway, yeah. So there's a deluxe version. I think they have metal coins in it, but I don't know exactly.
Right.
So there are expansions out there and a deluxe version. However, the artwork is breathtaking. So this is the artwork, gorgeous. Yeah, and that leads me directly to the critical points for me. So this game lives and breathes out of its beauty and out of its theme. So the theme is you're traveling around in the old 19-something, I guess, through Japan, and you're stopping by, talking to people, making pictures, artwork, buying some food, buying some souvenirs, going into a pool, hopefully to bath with monkeys, all of that stuff, but it's all time consuming in terms of just relaxing. It's a game technically about relaxing, which sounds totally weird in these days for me.
Yes, and you always get to eat at each of the
inns.
Each of the inns.
Yeah.
It makes me want some.
And that's what I really like on that game is that you always, even if you're fast or slow, it doesn't matter, you're catching up at these inns. So the flow of the game is so smooth, elegant. Whoever is in last place, who is taking a turn, and even if he takes 2 or 3 turns in a row, I mean, there's technically no downtime. You're just traveling. So the theme of the game is so pretty strong in the game. That's really interesting for me, really outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
There's one little tiny thing I would critic on that. I mean, that's part of the game, obviously, and part of the strategy, but it could be a huge swing. We had once when we played that, and you get the 3 souvenirs, you can buy them. They cost either, these are wrong for this one here. They cost either 1, 2, or 3 coins to buy them. And you, I guess, was it you?
Yes.
You got 3 for 1 coin of the same
Same kind.
So for set collection for $3,
yeah, the
it's
total
probably
points.
it's probably
Yes.
yen or whatever. For 3 yen, you got billions of points.
I think it's Koku. Koku. I
Whatever.
played Shogun and they have
Okay.
same thing.
Okay. So you got tons of points, and I draw 2 or 3 and 1, 2. So I had to spend a lot of money for it. That's a little bit could be a little bit swingy. Usually it evens out over the course of the game. So that's not a big complaint, but you should know there's a little bit of draw luck involved.
Yes, I think this. If you know, to criticize the game, I think this plays well with more players. We've played it with more players, and we played it 2-player. And the 2-player, it doesn't have as many choices, you know, as you.
Yeah, the sweet spot is probably 4 for me.
Probably
5 is. Then you have a little bit of downtime, obviously, and most of the places you really wanted to go are probably blocked. But in any kind of combination, 2, 3, 4, or 5 players, for me, always this game shines from its theme and from its. Oh, it's a slow. It's more like you're sitting around a table with friends talking, and you move your meeple.
It's true. There is some blocking though when you're like, oh well, I could do this or I could block.
Yeah, but do you take this game really serious?
No, but I can see some people that I have played with that when you start blocking, what their ideal thing is, they get anxious and they don't enjoy the game as much. Same thing in Ticket to Ride when you like block the 2 or 3 places.
Yeah.
I've played with people, they don't like that.
I got that, but the theme from this game and the mood when I'm playing Tokaido, it's always so, it's totally relaxed. Hey, come, let's put out some pieces,
Sure.
some meatballs. I'm always super relaxed when I play this game. I'm not super competitive in this game. I mean, there are games out there where I can play really competitive, but not Tokaido. That's for me, I don't know, when I open the box, it's a good feeling. I don't know why. It's weird.
It's the artwork.
I don't know why. Probably it's simply the theme. Most of the games, I have to admit, when I have a teacher, and this game was taught to me by Garrett, you remember Garrett, and he told us a story about that game, and that clicked immediately. Yes, that's a relaxed game for me. Most of the games when I'm playing that, they are dramatically affected by a teacher. If I'm the teacher, okay, I got that, then it's a rule book. If I have a teacher who taught me the game, then it's dramatically affected by the teacher. What do you think about the replayability?
I think it's I wouldn't say it is as replayable as some other games, but you can definitely, we've got many different decks that you shuffle through, and there is different ways to win. So there's many different ways to get victory points. So sometimes you can try, I'm going to get a lot of money, or I'm going to visit a certain location, or so there are different paths to win.
Definitely, especially to make points. However, you're usually determined, for me, by the character you pick. So the character drives your strategy a little bit. So, and there are enough characters in the deck, so that's not the problem. However, for me, and sorry if I repeat myself here, for me it's always, that's not a competitive game for me. That's just sitting around. That's not even a real game for me. It's more entertainment for 45 minutes. So replayability for me personally is super low, because it's not a game for me. So I would say it doesn't matter if I play that once or 15 times. It's always the same. It's sitting around the table and talking to people, having a tea or whatever, a relaxed time. So when this game is on the table, the game is not the focus for me.
Okay.
So Therefore, I cannot really judge on replayability. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit up to you guys. Yeah. Would we like to make our final judgment?
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead.
I think it's a good game. It's the artwork's beautiful. I think everybody should play it a few times and to decide themselves. I do enjoy you just kind of travel along the paths, and the choices that makes are interesting. So I'd rate it a good game.
Okay. Good or?
It's not out of your.
Oh yeah.
It's average game. The components, it's beautiful. I like the theme, but as a game, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be my first choice to play over some other games.
For me, it's a huge swing. This time, I wanted not to really judge on this game for probably the first time ever, because it's really swingy. If I'm in the mood for just sitting around, having newbies, people who have never played a game, it's a perfect gateway game. Rules are so simple, so easy, so smooth. It looks great. So maybe you bring these people into gaming. For this peer group, for me, it's almost perfect as Ticket to Ride, or recently I played Adventureland from Harper. I didn't show that to you. We should play that at some point. It's these gateway games. It's even more gateway than Carcassonne. So it's probably in the range of Ticket to Ride and Hanabi for me. So perfect games you can bring to every single group. There's no barrier if you have never played a game. You can easily play that game. And it looks gorgeous and beautiful on the table. So it's perfectly to feed people with, oh wow, so cool, could be a game, so relaxed. There's no competition. However, that is a flip side for the point system. If you're a real competitive hardcore gamer, this is probably a game you put on the shelf until your girlfriend is showing up, your parents are showing up, and you wanted to bring them to a new game, or your best friend who is not a gamer, but he's still your best friend. Sounds weird, or still your best friend if it's not a gamer?
I don't know.
Could happen?
You have many different best friends for
for different occasions.
That's right.
Then this would be one of the first picks, just because it's so relaxed, it's smooth. So pick whatever I'm saying out of that. It could be a high recommendation, or it could be just an average game. It depends really on the group, on the mood, and on the time you play that game for me. Sounds crazy, or? Usually I'm super straightforward and saying this is good, this is bad, bam. This time it's in between everything.
I mean, I remember seeing this at a board game convention and like, what is that? And, you walk by and you're like, that's so pretty. I want to play that game.
Let's stick on that point for 2 minutes. That's exactly when you see that on the table and you are walking by, or even if it's, take a look at the box, the artwork, gorgeous, or in that game is on the shelf in a store. Huh? What is that? Hey, let's take a closer look to it. So that is a jewel in your collection on the shelf, or even if it's on the table from artwork and shine.
I would love to see the deluxe version. I'm gonna go look that up.
I will show it to you.
Yeah, I bet it's pretty.
Okay, that was our table talk about Tokaido from Funforge and Passport Studios here in North America with
Andy,
Nils, and there's someone missing, Garrett. In this game,
that's right.
Garrett is missing. Hi Garrett, see you next time. Cyrils Brettspiele, and see all of you next time again. Bye bye.
Bye.